Hey there, what's up YouTube? It's me, the Diva X, and it is a Friday edition of X List. I'm normally asleep at this time. Not actually, I've probably woken up by now, but Fridays are usually just a horrible day for me, but today I didn't have my obligations today, and so I got to rest, Dolly, and I got to rest on a Friday night, or Friday day, Friday morning, got to sleep in. Typically that doesn't happen, and so here we are. It is Friday the 15th. Welcome. And last night, if you don't know, now you know, we had the Selena birthday tribute show, and it was an amazing good time. I said it at the show, and I'm going to tell you guys here. So for this tribute, I listen to Selena regularly. I still do. She's still on my iPad. I have her collection on my iPad, and I still listen to Selena. I was listening to Selena back in like January or something like that, and I just was like, we're not going to do it. We can't obviously have another. We can, I guess, have another battle, but we're not going to have another battle of the Selena. But I feel like we need to do something. So I put it on the calendar and I said, just so you guys know, this is going to happen. And I want you guys, the Exotica royalty, to do it. So getittogether.com and let's make it happen. And everyone was kind of like, oh, because Selena is a big artist that, people come to expect a level of, class or a level of respect when it comes to performing Selena. I feel, at least I do for sure, and I feel like I've pushed that on to other people, including my performers and performers who perform Selena. I have that level of expectation that they're going to do so in a manner that is respectful and just very to a level of acceptance of what Selena performance should be. There's a level, and I feel that you either meet it or you don't, and hopefully it's more of a you do. So I challenged my girls. Ugh, this hair though. I challenged my girls to get it together and make it happen, and they did so. And last night they really, they do me proud every week. Don't get me wrong, but this week with the challenge, I say the challenge it's a drag race challenge, but this week with being asked to do something, an artist, to the best of their ability, more impersonation. I didn't even say I want you to impersonate Selena. I didn't go that far because I feel like, you had to be within the realm of Selena. That's basically what I did put out there, and for them to take it to the level that they did and do me proud and just turn the party. I am grateful for, again, having a great team. This past week, if you didn't know, or if you haven't watched, or if you haven't seen the Orange Juice with Agent O, I was his first guest. Now, I didn't get to say this on the show just because we were kind of pressed for time, and I did want to say it, but I didn't, just because he had somewhere to be, and I just kept talking, girl. I just give me a microphone, doll, and I can talk. I seriously felt so not uncomfortable, but it wasn't uncomfortable. Let's be clear. That's the wrong word. Well, initially, even when he asked me, and then he announced it on the show the week before, or I don't know, sometime before, and to me, to hear someone talk about me in a way that he did, it just was overwhelming, and a little awkward for me because I think people have feelings about me, feel a certain way about me or think of me in a certain way, but never really do you get to hear that for truth, or actually you don't really get to hear the good things for truth, I should say. You definitely usually get to hear the bad things because people will say and post and do whatever they can to try to get up, do that, and you never really hear the good stuff. And to hear him saying, and not to say that I'm not deserving of hearing good stuff about me, but again, it doesn't happen often, and for people, and to be watching this and having, I think it told him I was watching, but for him to, and I don't know, it just was weird for me, because again, we don't normally get those praises for the good things that we do, or you hear those things that people have admiration for you, because I think sometimes people are so closed off, even if they do have it for you, they're so closed off to being vulnerable in sharing that with you, or and I'm not saying that people don't express certain things to me, but more typically than not, it's the negative stuff, and that usually comes by way of online stuff, never to my face. That's okay, and that's all right. However, to hear him talk for his introduction of me, I was just a little, it felt good, but it also was a little like, and I, because I think I've said this on here before, and I think I've said that here on here before, but I'm not that person. I think people think of me of that person because I do have that personification on stage, but I'm not walking around like, move out of the way, it's the diva coming through, or I'm not like that, anytime that I've ever visited any other venues, you still got to have your ID, there's still things to follow. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I don't get treated well, because I have a personality that people do know, because I do. I'm not going to deny that. However, you still want to show up and be your person. You have to have an ID. You pay for your drinks, or plan on paying for your drinks if you pay for them or not, whatever. You don't, I never expect anything. That's what it comes down to. You don't go expecting to be treated any other way than as a normal other person that's coming to a venue and doing whatever it is that you're doing. So, to hear, someone talking about you in a way that's like, it's just a little, it feels good. Keep up the good work. It feels good, but also it's an unfamiliar feeling. Let's put it that way. And I guess how dealing with that is something that I haven't really, you just accept it. It's not something you deal with. It's just, you accept it, and then it is what it is. And so I had an amazing experience. So on to the interview. Had an amazing experience with him. It was an hour-long interview plus some, I believe. So if you haven't seen that interview, it's a long, history of the Diva X, the Exotica show, and a lot of other questions people were asking as far as the audience and stuff like that, which kind of you put me on topic. So at any rate, so I wanted to say, and I still am not, see, I'm almost missing it right now, but I want to say thank you for anyone that has me in the high regard that I feel that Agent Ho, there's a remix happening right there. Agent O has for me, because I don't go around tooting my own horn. I'm not that queen. And so I just want to say thank you. For anyone that feels like they have a level of understanding of who I am, or have taken the time to understand the level of the person who I am, not just the stage persona, and that's very few people, but thank you for that. And to anyone that I can't speak tonight, that holds me in high regard. It's because I'm talking about myself, and I get really tongue-tied because I want to choose my words wisely, because then people think, she's talking about herself, but it's not in that way. It's very I'm humble. It's humble. It's a humbling experience, and I think it's important to be that. And I don't lose focus of that. Which leads me to my next topic of discussion. This one came up. This has been on my brain this has always been on my brain, actually. It's always something that I go to anytime I see this happening. And it's always something that I'm like, ugh. It's a little, not irritating, but frustrating. Because all my life I had to fight. All my drag career specifically, it's been people initially, of course, and more so, people telling me I wasn't good enough, I wasn't this enough, I wasn't that enough, or I wasn't what they wanted, and so I kind of feel, no, I feel, for myself, I let that be my motivation to be better, and not get bitter. And I say this because I think a lot of times people, well, now, I mean, back then too, we didn't really have the social media that we have now, where status updates were like as important, or what we posted on Twitter was going to be taken for gospel, or what you post on your Instagram was like the topic of discussion. We didn't. I mean, I guess MySpace was kind of like getting poppin', but it really wasn't as intense as the society that we live in today. Social media was just beginning, and so we didn't have the instant gratification or release of these thoughts and feelings. And don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't have them. However, I use them in different ways. I would use them to be better. I would use them to do more. I would use them to encourage myself to set that standard. I'm not a big fan of the sympathy vote, if you will. I'm not a big fan of people, giving me an opportunity just because they wanted to give me an opportunity, or just because to shut me up. I'm not that person. I don't like it. I feel like even to this day, I feel like I've still constantly proving myself, or trying to prove myself that, it's ever evolving, it's ever happening. And it's not, what happens is, Queens, well, they'll post online, I wish this, I wish I had more support, I wish I had more this, I wish I had more ability to whatever. I wish. Do it. Go make it happen. How do you make it happen? I don't know. What is it that's keeping you? What is the thing that's keeping you from being what you want to be? What is that? Figure that out. Get into it and getittogether.com. I just don't understand why I don't know. It's so it's frustrating, because again, even in the shows, I'm not going to say every week is a great week at the show. We've had our bad weeks. And bad weeks aren't necessarily the worst weeks, but we've had our bad weeks. But at that point, it's, some people's brain would tell you to go and post, oh, slow night at the club, wish I had more support from my friends. Like, the thing is, for me, the reason why I don't do that is because I don't want you at the club to my show if you don't want to be there. I don't want you going out of obligation. I don't want you going. The thing is, I'm busy. You're busy. I know people got to work. I know people got to make that money. I know people got to tuck their kids in. I know people got things to do. I will not, I draw the line at the exception of going to a midnight premiere of, Star Wars or something. That shit you ain't got to do. So, I mean, obligations, life obligations, like work, paying bills. You're not paying bills at midnight, but you got to make that money, so you got to be up early, or, doctor's appointments. I understand life things. So that's why I don't do those things, because if I can support, I don't get to support my friends 100% of the time. I understand that, because I'm fucking tired. I need to take a nap. I need to sleep. I need to, wake up early the next day. I don't get to do those things, not because I don't want to, not because I don't have the desire to. It's because I have other things that are a precedence over going out and going to an event, going to a show, and I understand that about myself, so I understand that about other people. And so I never really want to put anyone in the obligatory situation. Like, it would be nice if I could have all my friends come out and support me all the time, every week, and be there and be present. However, I know that's not a possibility. So I just challenge everybody that may be watching, don't go for the sympathy vote. Don't go for the sympathy spot. Don't go for the sympathy anything. Churn the party. Make people want you for you. Make people want to go to your show. Make people want to go to your venue. Make people want to go to your event. Make people want to support you. Don't do it don't try to make them sympathetic of you, and come, turn up, show up, turn up, do it, make it happen. I don't know if that any made sense, but you know what I mean.